Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on microprocessor and peripheral interface. From this session, we are going to start our fourth module, that is peripheral interfacing with 8086 and application. In this session, we are going to study about the features, pin configuration and functional block diagram of 8255. 8255, it is nothing but a programmable peripheral interface. Now the features of 8255. Programmable peripheral interface PPI 8255 is a general purpose programmable input output device which is generated to interface the CPU with its outside world such as ADC, DAC, keyboard, etc. We can program it according to the given condition. It can be used with almost any microprocessor. This 8255 contains 24 programmable input-output pins which are arranged as two 8-bit ports and two 4-bit ports. It has three 8-bit ports, port A, port B and port C, which are bidirectional input-output ports. We can assign different ports as input or output functions. This 8255 can operate in three modes: mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. Now the pin configuration. Total 40 pins are present in 8255. Now we'll see the details of pins. PA0 to PA7, that means here PA0 to PA3 and PA4 to PA7. These pins are for port A. These are 8-bit bidirectional input-output pins which are used to send data to peripheral or to read data from peripheral. The contents are transferred to or from port A. So pin number 1 to 4 and 40 to 37, these are port A pins. Next category of pins is PB0 to PB7. These are the pins of port B. These are also 8-bit bidirectional input-output pins and the function of these pins is same like our port A pins. So here PB0 to PB2, PB3 to PB7. So pin number 18 to pin number 25, these are the port B pins which are also bidirectional. Next is PC0 to PC7. These are port C pins. Here we can observe PC0, PC1, PC2, PC3. So from pin number 14 to 17 and PC4, PC5, PC6, PC7, that are pin number 13 to pin number 10. These are 8-bit bidirectional input-output pins for port C. These pins are divided into two sections that we can observe here clearly. PC0 to PC3, it is one section, and PC4 to PC7, it is second section. These two sections can be individually used to transfer 4 bits of data from two separate port C sections. So that port C, here we can observe it is divided into two parts. One part is called as lower port C and another part is called as upper port C. Next is D0 to D7. These are the data pins. These are also 8-bit bidirectional data bus lines. Here D0 to D7, pin number 34 to pin number 27. These are 8-bit bidirectional data bus lines which are connected to system data bus for data transfer between CPU and 8255. Means between this 8255 and 8086, if we want to transfer the data, then these pins, pin number 34 to pin number 27, are connected with the data bus of 8086. Next is reset. Pin number 35 is reset pin. this is active high input pin, which is used to reset this 8255. If we have to reset 8255, we have to use this pin number 35, which is active high. When 8255 is reset, it clears control word register and all ports are set in input mode. Means port A, port B and port C are set in input mode when our 8255 will be reset. Next is read bar pin. Pin number 5 is read bar pin. This is active low. Here we can observe read, and on this bar is there. That means this pin is active low input signal, which is used in coordination with the other signals to send data to the CPU through this data lines. Next is write bar. This is write pin. Pin number 36, write bar. It is also active low input pin, and it is also used in coordination with the other signals to send data to 8255. Next is chip select bar, that is pin number 6. This chip select, it is also active low input signal used to select this 8255 IC. If the CS bar is equal to 0, then 8255 will get selected and take part in data transfer from the CPU or to the CPU. Otherwise 8255 will be in inactive state. Means for selection of this 8255, on this pin number 6, low signal should be present. Next is A1 and A0. These are the two address pins, pin number 9 and pin number 8. These are A0 and A1 pins. These are also called as address lines. So these address pins are active high address pins, which are used to distinguish different ports of 8255, such as port A, port B, port C, control register, which is a part of 8255. These lines are internally decoded by 8255 to select ports. Means here, if this A0 and A1 both pins are 00, our port A will be selected. When A0 is 0 and A1 is 1, in this case what will happen? The port C will be selected. And when A1 is 0, this A1 is 0 and A0 is 1, in that case port B will be selected. And if both the pins are having one signal, means A0 is 1 and A1 is also 1, at that time the control register will be selected. So these are the pins, important pins of 8255. So as we have seen, this 8255 consists of total 40 pins, and it also operates in plus 5 volt regulated power supply. Port C is divided into two 4-bit ports, that is port C lower and port C upper, and port C can work in either bit set reset mode or in mode 0 of input output mode of 8255. These modes we'll see in our next session. Port B can work in either mode 0 or in mode 1 of input output mode. Port A can work either in mode 0, mode 1 or mode 2 of input output mode. It has two control groups, control group A and control group B. Control group A consists of port A and port C upper. Control group B consists of port C lower and port B. These control groups will see in the functional block diagram of 8255. Depending upon the value, if CS bar value of CS bar A1 and A0, we can select different ports in different modes as input output function or bit set reset mode. This is done by writing a suitable word in control register. So here we can observe A0, A1 and CS bar pin. So as we have already seen, when both the A0 and A1 are 0, port A will be selected. When A0 and A1 are 1 and 0, port B will be selected. When A0 and A1 are 0 and 1, port C will be selected, and when both are 1, control register will be selected. Now along with this chip select signal, if chip select signal is 0 and these two are also 0, port A is selected and the address of port A is 80H. Similarly, for port B, address is 81H. For port C, address is 82H, and for control register our address is 83H, that is 83H. Now if this chip select signal is 1 and these A0 and A1 pins are don't care, in that case no any selection will be done and no any address will be considered. Now we'll see the functional block diagram of 8255. This is the functional block diagram of 8255. This functional block diagram, it is divided into different blocks as we can observe. First block is data bus buffer, next is read write control logic, next is group A control and group B control. Fourth block is considered as port A and port B, and next is port C. So total these blocks are present in the functional block diagram of 8255. First one is data bus buffer. So this data bus buffer, as we can observe, the arrow direction is in two ways. So it is bidirectional 8-bit data bus buffer present in 8255, and it is used to interface the data lines. This is nothing but the internal data bus of 8255. So this internal data bus which is 8-bit, so that 8-bit internal data bus of 8255 is interfaced with data bus of the CPU or system through this data bus buffer. The direction of this data bus buffer is decided by read and write control signals. When read is activated, in that case this data bus buffer will transmit data to the system bus, means the data from 8255 will be transmitted to this system bus, means on this bus if read is activated, and when write is activated, the data from these lines D0 to D7 lines will be received by this data bus buffer. So this is the function of data bus buffer, which is important for interfacing of internal data bus of 8255 with the system data bus of 8086. Next is read write control logic. Now this block accepts input from system control bus. Here we can observe these are the input received from the system control bus and the address bus. This A0, A1, these are the address pins which are received from the 8086. The control signals are read bar, write bar. Address lines are A0, A1, and one more signal is received, that is reset and chip select bar. The signals read bar and write bar are connected to IO read, IO write, then memory read and memory write. This A1 and A0, these are the address pins of 8086 which are directly connected to the address pins of 8255. This chip select bar signal, it is connected to address chip select decoder. So this is the read write control logic. Next is group A control and group B control. So 8255 input output ports are divided into two sections, as we can observe, group A and group B. Group A consists of port A and port C upper. Group B consists of port C lower and port B. Here each group is programmed through the software. The group A, this group, and group B, this group. Group A and group B control block receives commands from the read-write control logic to accept beat pattern from CPU. Here we can observe the read-write control logic. It is giving the signal to group B control as well as group A control. Now this group A control, it will control the port A and port C upper, as well as group B control will control port B and port C lower. Here port C upper is nothing but pins PC4 to PC7 and port C lower is nothing but PC0 to PC3 pins. Next is port A and port B. So port A and port B consist of 8-bit bidirectional data output buffer and 8-bit data input buffer. So this is nothing but our port A and this is our port B. This two ports, port A and port B, it consists of 8 bits, PA0 to PA7, so it is 8 bit and the arrow is both ways, so it is bidirectional data output buffer and 8-bit data input buffer. The function of port A and port B, it is decided by the control bit pattern available in this control group A and control group B. The function of this port A and port B, it is also dependent on the mode of operation. Either it is mode 0 or mode 1. Based on that, the function of these port A and port B is decided. Next is port C. This port C consists of 8-bit bidirectional data output buffer and 8-bit data input buffer, and as we know, it is divided into two sections, port C upper and port C lower. Port C upper consists of 4 lines and port C lower consists of 4 lines. The port C function is dependent on mode of operation. It can be used as simple input output or handshake signals or status signal inputs. The direct bit set reset capability is provided by port C only. So this is our functional block diagram of peripheral interface 8255. So here in this video lecture we have seen the features, pin configuration and functional block diagram of peripheral interface, that is programmable peripheral interface 8255. Thank you for watching the video.